Hey guys, it's Sandy here from Sandy's Guitars, and I got 3 more chords for you. Okay, so today we're going to learn the E chord, the A minor chord, and the E minor chord. Now you'll notice they sound a little sad too, right? The A minor and the E minor, so this is E minor. A little dark and mysterious, right? Then we go to A minor. Back to E minor. Lots of fun. Okay? So these chords, along with all the other chords that I've taught, which check my previous lessons if you've missed those, I'll leave links to them in the description. Okay? All the chords that I have already taught with these ones, generally they're called what's called the cowboy chords. And the reason they're often called cowboy chords is because so many country songs, okay, you know, and they're all open chords. So an open chord is any chord that has an open string, okay? So it's generally played within the first 3 frets, all right? There's G, right? Then C, A, E. All right? So, and then if you throw in the A minor and the E minor, all right, all of these chords can be played in the open position, and they're very common in a lot of country stuff. I mean, and oftentimes where they're called the cowboy chords because, you know, they're the perfect sing-along chords, right? You know, they're the ones that you're going to see a guy with an acoustic guitar around a fire, you know, just singing along, right? Okay, so let's get the major one out of the way, all right? So this is E major, okay? Focusing on my hand here. All right, you'll notice, okay, I'm putting my middle finger on the A string, 2nd fret. My ring finger is going on the D string, 2nd fret. And then my pointer finger goes on the G string, 1st fret. And then I'm actually strumming all of the strings all at once. It's a nice big open chord, all right? So, just for interest's sake, the notes that I'm hitting there, okay, are E, B, back to E, G sharp, then B, and then E. Oh, I hit it with my thumb. That was bad technique on my part. So my left hand, I got to make sure to arch it a little bit so that I can hit that last string. Don't make a mistake like I did, okay? Learn from it. So once again, the notes are E, B, E, G sharp, B, and E. Very nice, right? Lovely, okay? Now, once again, and I'm talking some, you know, music theory stuff that you don't necessarily have to know just yet, but you will need to know it eventually, all right? A major chord has the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th, okay? Now, the reason you need to know that, right now that means nothing, but in a second, what it's going to mean is that is the notes that are in the major scale for each chord, according to whichever, you know, chord it is, okay? It's going to become a little bit relevant now that we're looking at minor chords, because a minor chord is actually the 1st and the 5th. Those don't change. Those notes are exactly the same. But the third note, you flatten it, which on a guitar means you bring it down 1 fret. Okay? So if I go back to E major, right? The note that is the third for the E major is actually, okay, the G sharp. That one right there. So if I'm going to play an E minor chord, I got to take where my pointer finger is on the first fret, and I got to put it back one, which means I'll be playing it in the open position. It's dark and mysterious. So the notes in E minor are E, B, E, and instead of G sharp, we have G, B, and E. It's amazing how just flattening one note gives you a completely new chord, and it's got a pretty cool sound too, right? Now, there's one more chord that I promised to teach you in this lesson, and that is the A minor chord. And here's the kick. The fingering for A minor looks very, very similar to E major. All right. Basically, you bring the entire chord, you bring it down one string each finger. So instead of being up here with your middle finger, you go to the D string. Okay. Ring finger is on the G string, then your pointer finger goes on the B string. All right, very simple. So if I was going to switch back and forth between E major and A minor, and I have to admit it's actually kind of a neat little chord progression. Very fun, right? So, the notes in A minor, okay? And you can play this when you can play all of the strings nice and full, all right? They're all relevant and they all work, okay? I got an E there. I got an A there. There's a C. And then here's an E. Now I can also play the top two strings if I want because they're open, and it would be an E and an A. Very nice. Okay. So those are three chords, and again, I want you practicing. Start throwing them into the chords that you've already known. Start, messing around with it. Write out some of your own chord progressions. You don't necessarily know if they'll sound good or not, but hey, that's the fun with experimentation, okay? And just start practicing and start throwing those minor chords and the E major chord in. Okay, so just keep practicing going between those chords and play them cleanly. Okay, it takes a lot of practice to kind of, go between them nice and clean where you're not buzzing any strings like I did earlier. All right, and that every note is sounding and, you can switch it relatively fast. You got to get that ingrained muscle memory. And the only way to do that is to practice it over and over again, okay? Sorry, I'm going to rant a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I don't like a lot of YouTube guitar programs and stuff who are like, oh, you'll learn all the chords you need you'll learn it in days, learn it in a week. You'll be playing all your favorite songs in a week. Any place that promises to do that, you can do that, anyone who's teaching lessons that way, it's bull. It's nonsense. Okay? It's complete crap. Okay? Playing guitar takes time. Building the muscle memory, it takes time. All right? I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff online where like, oh, you can learn it in a week. Learn, all your favorite songs. Like, I don't know. It just drives me crazy. Okay. I'm not saying don't go to other YouTubers to, learn guitar. Okay. I think I genuinely believe that everyone has something to teach you. I don't like false advertising. I don't like lying. Okay. But anyway, E major, A minor, E minor, okay? You're well on your way if you've been practicing all these chords, okay? You're well on your way. So, as always, I'm on all the social medias. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please like and subscribe if you like this lesson and you want to learn some more. So the next time, I'm actually going to give you guys some strumming tips, okay? I posted on a Facebook group just asking if anyone, new guitarists, what problems they had. And a shocking number of people said strumming. So, you know what? Let's get into it, okay? My next lesson will be on strumming patterns. I'm going to give you 3 strumming patterns that if you're able to learn those, you're well on their way, because most of the other strumming patterns are just kind of variations of those ones. Sandy from Sandy's Guitars, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Take care.